Hey Virgo. Okay, the first words that came out of my mouth when I put your cards down were holy fuck. They're not scary. You want to see them? It's just kind of, well, first of all, there's a enormous amount of, there's an enormous amount of connectivity to, to Taurus here. No, sorry, to Capricorn here. You have, out of all the cards that came out, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Overall, there's 6. Technically, there were 4 that were on the board that are on the board again. Okay, so that's the Emperor. That's I am. Okay, wherever Aries is in your chart. Then we have 6, which is the Lovers. So, for some of you, I see that you could be having a relation or being drawn to very much, particularly in Aries, but any fire sign right now. Okay, I actually see all the fire signs are here: Sagittarius, Leo, and of course with the 4 would be Aries. There's also a Scorpio on the table, an Aquarius, and a Pisces. Okay, 2 cards of Pisces actually. Now, so obviously there's a connection there. I also see, I guess, that it could be something about your relation to another Capricorn, but I see this more about Capricorn in your chart. Okay, wherever that lies, wherever that lays. Now, give me 1 second. Oh, for those of you who are new to Opal Oracle, welcome. And anybody returning, hi. Alright. Well, it's trippy, man. What you know is that you have a blessing right in front of you. Okay? How you feel, 1, 2, that you're going down the line. That there's something, I heard, karmically pushing you, that you feel emotionally inside of you actually is in order. Okay, something, your emotions are becoming more in order, and it's interesting. The reality is that you might be right. Also, I love that she has 2 cups and they have 2 cups. Okay, and then we also have the Temperance card, which is in your strength position. They also have 2 cups. That's the 6 of cups. That is karmic. Okay. I see that the reality is there could be a fire sign or the fire within your chart that affects the way that the story is right now. Okay? I see that at the heart of the matter there's a bit of dishonesty. I see in the heart of the matter I heard you become very excited about learning new things, but your weakness is you kind of drop the ball a little bit when your emotions start getting wrapped up in something. Okay? You your weakness is that you think that you have it all figured out, which makes sense, right? You're a Virgo. You're like, why isn't it done yet? Like, I figured it out, right? I've been through the process. Why am I not done yet? I don't get the point. Because you're analyzing it to death. No offense. And then, of course, if you have, like, Venus in Virgo, which I actually just found out because I had a client, but Venus in Virgo is like, there's a karmic lesson to each placement, particularly with each placement, but with Venus, of course, that would be your karmic love, right? And people who have Venus in Virgo, basically, I mean, so they say, but that you're being punished in this life for being unloving in other lives. I also see that partially with the being having a Virgo star sign, or what they call sun signs, if you go with that astrology. Because it's so detached, right? It's like, and because you feel so attached, what you really want is to be attached, but you don't necessarily, it's not natural for you to do that in a way, okay? You get like more wrapped up in your mind than you do about your emotions. It's like you put your emotions down and in the corner, and then let your mind sort of dictate what the relationship is supposed to be. The six is now here, by the way. This also can be about making decisions. What's she looking at? Wow. Okay, for any of you who because of course I can be talking about now, this mid-December, whatever, into January, but it could be, you know, it's always past, present, future. There is no difference. There is no time, really, okay? But, well, what you want is to succeed, right? I see in love and creativity, I hear she's so passionate. And then also, she's an entrepreneur. She's so... The only pentacle here originally is this page, and he's in your weakness, okay? So, in essence, I see mostly, for the majority of you, you're not really worried about work, or work is not, like, your focus. Like, because you know in one way, work is, what work does is steals your, I heard mental ability, okay, to be able to, no, I'll take that back. It doesn't steal it. What it does is, what work does for you, Virgo, sometimes is like physical actions in that way. What it does is it sort of interrupts it keeps you more in your head and less out of your body, okay? So that you, again, push all your feelings, all your water into the corner. And it's down and down and left is masculine, okay? Up and right, the right side of your body, because obviously this would be mirror, but down and left is masculine, okay? So I see that that's kind of how you deal with your emotions. You push them down, sort of take on maybe that stereotypical masculine role of how we're supposed to, societal male role, of how a male is supposed to deal with emotions, okay? And that sometimes the heart of the matter is also you're figuring out that you do lie to yourself. Hierophant on the bottom. You do lie to yourself sometimes about, like, I heard what it is that you don't understand. Particularly within your relationships. Particularly within vulnerability. Okay, but I heard you don't have to do that anymore with the people that you'll be working with in the future, maybe who you're dealing with now. I would say particularly has more to do with the future. Most people's readings have something about a 3-month window. Most tarot lasts 3 months anyway. Some is like a year. It depends it depends who you are and how accepting you are of the energy, how understanding and ready you are. But this is your overall outcome or advice, which we'll talk about a bit more. But with death here, well, in one way, it shows me that you're going through a process, okay? Strongly, I see the majority of cards are within the water realm, okay? A process in your emotions, obviously, okay? And you actually have 7 water cards, and here's the 7 of cups, okay? It also could be, if you deal with this energy during this time, I just saw a sign that said, love it again and again. If you really do go through this process and sort of, I see the color yellow would be important to your meditation also, particularly that masculine I was talking about, okay? To release that and or balance it out with the feminine. But within the next 2 months, I see that you could be done with being confused about whatever it is you're emotionally, like I said emotionally, touch my head, but this is in the center. But someone has choices right now about what they're supposed to do, okay? How they're supposed to feel in a way. How they're, I heard, allowed to feel. Your weakness right now, again, is that Virgonian, which I know you're the Virgin technically, but I like saying Virgonian, is you, again, thinking that you, I heard, have it all figured out. Okay, that you don't have any more meditating to do, and you do. No offense. Because, well, it could be someone else also, but of course it has to do with you. And it has a lot to do with indecisions about what this card means to you, okay? And why it is that you put your feelings in the corner, if and when ever you put your feelings in the corner, when you're having a relationship, like you can't do that. You know, if you put them in the corner, that's when something explodes. You know, that's when the tower comes, because we push it down in the corner for a long time, but it's usually not even that relationship. It's us, you know, other lives and now and whatever. When I was talking earlier, these 2 cards came out, the King of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, both Earth, they're your element. The King of Pentacles technically is Taurus, but this obviously can be you. I see you considering, now we're talking, okay, so we got all these emotions, right? I see that relationships, obviously, you're taking precedent over your work. Because, again, you see work as kind of like, right now, you're like, I don't want to run out of money, but I don't really want to, I want to work on myself. I want to work on my own projects. I want to start a new project with new people. Okay, and I see that you will make a decision about that, but there's something you have to wait for, okay? Something that you need to be, again, you need to take the time to be able to feel it out, because it goes back down to the 2 of Swords, and that's about indecision. It's about, but it's about having these really heavy thoughts, like which way am I supposed to go? Do I have to pick a particular road? But the thing is, with the 2 of Swords, you cannot decide the 2 of Swords with your mind. Okay, you have to figure it out with your feelings. That's why she's blindfolded. And you have all your feelings in the corner and at the bottom. So your feelings need to come to the surface. I see swimming, for a lot of you, could be really helpful if you live in a place that you could outside. But I guess even in an unnatural way, there's a lot of water here, okay? But for a lot of you also, your job is, I heard boring. Like something about the regularity of it is actually not bringing you satisfaction like you used to. Like you put in a lot of work, but you're kind of tired again about what you've been making, because you know that you have the possibility to make something different and new in the future. But maybe that's why you have to take this time to think about it too. You know, because even though this is like water, 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 you know, lovey feeling, whatever, and we have the 2 of Cups here, this also isn't just about like being emotionally fulfilled and having your wishes granted to what it is that you want overall, okay? That's emotionally fulfilling overall, and of course you're an earth sign, so that's going to have a lot to do with money and work and whatever. Because what you do is kind of like, you analyze what you do, right? And then what you're analyzing is how you see yourself, okay? But sometimes, and maybe that's why emotions can be hard for you, because it's not within the physical realm. You know, you're not physically like, oh, I have all my, look, I put all my emotions, like, I squared them up, you know, and like, look, now I can assess them, like, because they're neatly organized. You love to clean, which I appreciate. But you know what I mean? You can't see it. It's not tangible per se. So it's something that you have to take that time to meditate on. Let me see if there's any advice on where you should go in your work. Let me see. What advice for Virgo? Okay. Chariot. But it was sideways, okay? So it shows me, I heard not yet. Something about the number 5. Number 5 is about change, okay? Sometimes drastic change. But the kind of change that, well, drastic in the way that it can really change the structure of something, okay? And actually, Saturn's coming back into Capricorn. It'll affect all of us a little bit differently. But Saturn's very much about boundaries, okay? It's the in-breath. Okay, so you can only go in so far before you hit a wall, and then you get, your lungs expand so far, and then you come out. Because what's going to happen here is this also fell on the Temperance and the Two of Cups, okay, like this. So part of the reason that this isn't directly pushing forward, whether this has to do with your, well, regardless of what it has to do with, the reason why this isn't upright pushing forward yet is because, again, I heard not yet. Because once this starts moving forward, it's kind of fast. Okay, and you want to make sure that you know what the path is. And your strength right now is the moon, okay, which is actually really good. You see this path here, I just saw this strongly. And the moon is about not knowing something and having illusions, not being able to see it clearly exactly what's going on, okay? But this is your strength, so you can, okay? Again, all this water is within your strength right now, within the message from your light side, etc. I see the color yellow again strongly, and the reason why, again, this chariot isn't moving forward yet is because you need to take the time to see the path, okay? To reveal, something needs to be revealed, and you have to be the one to remove what it is that is to uncover something, okay? Because you actually are the one that covered it, okay? So you have to not be afraid to uncover that. And once you do, that also has the color yellow. And once you do, I see you moving. I heard the word money, and then I look down at these two, and I just feel like this king is just growing. It's just like he's expanding. Okay, and this person's like, kind of like, how do you do that? But how he does it is being diligent and involving himself in everything that he does wholeheartedly, okay? He also doesn't give up. The King of Pentacles never gives up. He is not lazy. Once he starts something, he finishes it. There could be projects that he puts aside, but he usually finishes it, no matter how long the task is. Usually, the King of Pentacles, Taurus, is a farmer, okay? They know how to think ahead. They know how to think about now, and they're aware of all the elements that it takes to be able to grow something of such a caliber. Okay? can't jump into being a farmer tomorrow. You'll starve to death. Okay? So, in that, take the time, I heard, do your research, do your homework. What is it that you want to build? What do you want? How do you see success? If you could work for yourself, how would you go about that? Do you feel like you have to do it all by yourself, or are you willing to be open and working with other people? Because no offense, a lot of earth signs don't want to work with other people. Okay? They want to work independently. They work better like that independently, which is fine and good. You know, but sometimes if we have the mentality that we have to work alone and that's the only way that we can find our magic consistently, what happens is we become imbalanced, okay, with our own magical abilities. Because we find inspiration through others, okay? I also see here that you have, when I said success, these two cards popped out. It's like you have the wherewithal to understand that you have the skills to, here's 7, here's 8. Okay? That you have the wherewithal. But I heard also that when you have a relationship, sometimes it can throw you off in the way that you're moving forward overall in your life. Work, how you integrate work and love. Okay? And again, that's why you need to sit down and go through your feelings, okay? So you can figure out when you're ready, because this is head and heart, okay? When this finally goes upright, goes direct, if you will, this is your head and your heart fighting, in a way, pulling you. Heart's all your feelings, okay? If you have your heart in order, I see that your mind, your mind is not your issue. It's your feelings that's your issue, okay, that get out of hand. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I also want to say that harnessing the sign in front of you is one of the best ways for you to advance as a person, consciously, emotionally, whatever. It all depends what's in front of you, right? One in front of you, this is Libra's card, okay? King of Swords. It can be any air sign, but the message here is that there's something about either watching Libra's videos, anybody's, or just reading about them, sort of, because we all have those signs in our chart, but like they know what they want, okay? They're clear about communicating what it is that's in their mind, and the heart of the matter here is that sometimes you don't know how to do that, okay? But you don't have to. That's how you find more magic, okay? Look at all this yellow. Find more. You know, this is also, as above, so below. This is your, you know, maybe part of this feeling in the corner, too. There's only one female on the board, technically, court card, and that's the queen here. So, it's a need for you to be in tune with more of that feminine, okay? Alright. There could be something in January also that has to do with some project you're working on, okay? Like I heard a breakthrough. Okay. I'm wishing you the best, Virgo. I will see you in the new year. Happy winter solstice. Or happy solstice, no matter where you are. Okay. Peace out. I feel like I spread it really far. Peace out.